All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the 2020 Spring Major. I'm in the opening round of the Ricky division. So hole number 9, we have an Albie shot on hole number 9. If you just watched the video on hole number 8, I missed a super easy chip in right there. That it's one of those deals. I got to pick that up. So like when I'm looking at the fruit that's in this, hole number 5 is a must. I got a little lucky on the Albie on hole number 6, and hole number 2 is you got to hit it perfect in on that hole, and you got a serious shot of hole in one. It doesn't matter how you end up with a minus 15. It doesn't matter. You got to pick up 3 per side. It doesn't matter if you picked up 1, 2, and 3, and then you didn't pick anything else up on that side, but you want to come in with that minus 15 per side. Now you could do it where you shot a minus 17 on one side and you came back and you shot a minus 13 on the other side. It doesn't matter how you get it, but we need to be at the minus 30 as our minimum and trying to standardize some holes. So if you're looking at the minimum scores here, we're looking at minus 12 as the minimum score. If you can pick up 5 both sides, so that puts us at minus 12, that's minus 24. We pick up 5 both times, that's minus 26. Now we're 2 on a side. Hole number 8, we can put ourselves in great position on hole number 8. We capitalize that. When we only got one other hole, we got to pick something up, and it doesn't matter where those holes are, and it doesn't matter how you end up with the minus 30. But we need to get to minus 30 because we're all seeing scores out there that are minus 32, minus 36, minus 31. And it's exactly like I was thinking at the beginning of the week, that because we're in this tournament for these holes for the second time, people have picked up how to play, especially the par threes. The par threes are a lot better. People are playing the par threes a lot better this time than we played them in the dreaded dunes when these holes first came out. And a lot of people in the game have better clubs because of the club card trading and the buffing and all that stuff that went on. So it doesn't matter how you get it done, and it is as long as you can try and get to that minus 15 average per side. So missing hole number 8 was a key deal. I'm not too upset about it. It's in the opening round. I'm in my practice account. I'm not too wigged about it, but I do need to standardize that hole and start sinking it so I have confidence going in on that hole that, hey, I can get this. Hole number 9. Still working hole number 9. Still working it. So let's think about hole number 9. Let's go to look at it. We have some options here. We can lay up. We can come out here with a power 5 ball, and we can do a max overpower shot and try and blast out there to get to the other side, or we can set it up right here. But we've got, if we're going to use a bigger ball, we've got to get the bounce. The second bounce has got to be right here on this fairway. So I know it seems like I can get out here with a power 3 ball, but you've got to put some power on it, I believe, because your red line's back in here. So I think the only way that you can really start on this side is if you bring a power 5 ball, maybe a power 4. So let's think. Let me put my thinking cap on here. There's 2 holes that I absolutely need to have a power 5 ball. The shot that I'm taking on hole number 8, and potentially the shot that I'm taking right here. So that's 4 in each round. So I'd need 8 of them if those were the only holes that I was doing. And hole number 5 with this account, I'm using a Titan just because I don't have a huge inventory of balls. You can get up there very nicely with a Titan, especially if you have an extra mile 9. If you have an extra mile 8, a power 5 ball will help you. But if you have an extra mile 9, you can get up there very nicely with a power 3 ball. I'm gonna hit this with a Titan. I'm gonna go for it with the Titan, or excuse me, I'm gonna go for it with the power 5 ball. And what I'm gonna do here is I want to take a Hornet and an extra mile and a Zerk. Let's try and get her done. Open up a chest. Get some more clubs rolling in the club card trading. Get some commons. Which commons do we want? Who cares? We just want to refill that 300 every day. Now, if I hit the right spot up at the top and I actually hit the fairway, the deal is it'll clip the rough down on the bottom and bleed out and put you in short iron range. See how my opponent's going to go out. I came at this with my lower level account with a big topper, and I only put on about 3 or 4 topspin. I ended up kind of like in this area right here, and I didn't put on all the curl. I had some room. You got a higher developed big topper than what my low level account has, which is not very hard if you've been playing the game for any length of time. I got lucky and was able to bleed out. Very nice. Very, very nice. See what that looks like. It's about a ring and a half. See if I can catch that. Man, I don't have much room there on the left, on the right-hand side. And I hit it great to the left. That'll put me in the rough down there. I'm going to miss the fairway. It's going to clip the rough at the very top, and then I'm going to get stuck in the rough. This is what's happening to me all the time on this hole. There's such a fine line down there for the setup. You got to get right up against that rough down there. I almost like doing the overpower shot better. In a worst case scenario, and I end up in the rough, but I'll end up in the rough way up. Like I'll hit that fairway and then end up in the rough up there. With my 77 account, I came there with a power 5 ball and I did a max overpower shot. And if I took about 1.5 topspin off, I actually bled into the rough way up there at the front. Close. Still got a shot of making this though. I feel pretty comfortable with my Nirvana, so I'm not. If I can get the distance, I got a shot, and I know I can get the distance. Let's see where I'm at my club. I better check this out. There's max. There's mid. We're in 3/4, so I'm in about the 3 per ring range. Eking right at it. So it's 3 per ring. So there's 3. There's 4. So that's a ring and 2/3. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I got my wind adjustment right. Get in the hole. Ooh, just a little off. Not quite enough of a pull. I probably could have did a 10% right there. And that probably would have been right in the hole. %10 would have been 5. What would that have been? Let me do some math here. See, that was either how I was adjusting the club or if it was a wind adjustment. So it's 3 per ring. It's 5 times. It was actually 5.1 times 1.1 divided by 3. Should have been 1.87 rings instead of 1.66. And that was about how far I was off. I've taken that shot about. I don't end up in the sand very often, but I've taken shots from the sand quite a bit, and I feel super comfortable with my adjustments and with my sand wedge and my rough iron. If I hit it perfect, I definitely give myself a look at it. All right, that's one short of my goal per side, and it's all for me personally. I'm banking on hole number 5 and hole number 8. And then I need to pick something up on one other hole, and it doesn't matter to me which one, to get my minus 15. And my real goal is to try and pick up something else somewhere to try and get me to 32, because I think 32 is, even though we're seeing scores higher than 32, I think 32 is a pretty solid score to get a win. And if I can count on picking up 5 and 8, if those are low hanging fruit, then I've got one to help me, or hole number 2, hole number 1. There's a lot of other stuff that's on there. So I'm getting close to what my goal is, and I feel pretty comfortable about it. So let's see how we do on the back 9. All right. That was hole number 9 of the 2020 Spring Major and the opening round of the Rookie Division. If I can get hole number 9 worked out, that'll help me out too. All right. Thanks for watching.